All right, here we have another example of a quadratic equation, and we're going to use the quadratic formula for it. So again, we have this 4x where 0 should be. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get rid of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to write minus 4x, cross that out. Now, when you write your answer, make sure you write it in ax squared plus bx plus c form. Okay. So in other words, x squared first, x second, number last. So I'm going to write 3x squared. Now the next one should be the one with the x. So minus 4x minus 6 equals 0. So that way your ABC is in order. Now, this particular quadratic equation, if you went to factor it, you would not be able to factor it. If you want to try it on your own and see if you can factor it, you'll see that there are no answers that fit both the product and the sum. So trust me when I tell you this is not a factorable equation. So in this case, you would have to use the quadratic formula to solve that algebraically. So A is equal to 3, B is equal to -4, and C is equal to -6. So now that we have all of our A's, B's, and C's, we're going to write our equation. So I have x equals -b. Now be careful here. It would be -4 because our b is -4, but we also have a negative on the b. So it's negative b. This is your negative that's outside the b, and this is the b. All right, so be careful with that. It's a -4. Okay, let's move on. Plus, minus, square root, b squared would be -4 squared. Be careful. This -4 goes in parentheses because you're squaring the -4. And then minus 4a, which is 3, c, which is -6. And all of that over 2 times a, which is 2 times 3. Okay, again, I'm going to take the discriminant and I'm going to simplify it on the side. All right, so here I have my discriminant, and I am going to figure out what it is. I have -4 squared, which is -4 times -4. That's positive 16. I have a minus and another minus, so that's going to give me a plus. And I need to figure out what 4 times 3 times 6 is, and that gives me a 72. So that's 88. Okay, so my discriminant is 88. Now I'm going to go over to the equation and I'm going to plug that in. So I have x equals, now this right here, -4 is a positive 4. Then I have plus, minus, then I have my discriminant, which is square root of 88. Okay, and then all of that over 6. Okay, so that's my solution so far. So now I'm going to break this up into 4 plus square root of 88 over 6 and 4 minus square root of 88 over 6. Now, when you put this in your calculator, be very, very careful. Make sure that you hit the equal sign after you're done typing in the numerator. So we're going to type 4 plus square root of 88 and make sure you hit equals at the end of it. You should get something that says 13.38 if you did it right. Then take that 13.38, divide by 6, and we're getting about 2.23. Okay, 2.23. That's our first 0 or our x or our solution. Now let's do the other one. We have 4 minus square root of 88. Make sure you hit equals at the end of it. I got -5.38, and then divide by 6, and that gives me -0.897. So my two answers are 2.23 and -0.897. Now I'm going to go over to Desmos and I'm going to show you that You are going to get the same thing. So here I am in Desmos. I already have the equation typed in. If you click on, oh, and by the way, make sure you put y, not 0. If you click on the x-intercepts or the zeros, you'll see that your solutions are negative 0.897 and 2.23. I'm going to go back and show that to you again. Here's your 2.23. Here's your negative 0.897. Now, there is no way you could have factored it because these numbers are not, they're not pretty numbers. So it would have been very hard to, actually impossible to factor this. You can graph it and you can see the answers that way as well. And as you can see, the answers that we got with the quadratic formula are exactly the same. These are your x-intercepts, your roots, your solutions, your zeros. Okay? All right, that's it. Hope this all made sense, and you guys are staying safe.